Hey guys, how you doing? Mowers and blowers here. Yesterday I just fixed this mower. It was a free pick, and I changed the recoil starter, or fixed it, and also it was a sheared keyway. This is pretty rare, but kind of a pain in the ass to fix. But once that was all done, it ran great, and actually mowed my lawn with it, and did a pretty good job. I did see some puffs of smoke here and there while I was mowing it. It's right around the muffler area. It just puffs sometimes, every minute or so. So this morning I woke up and was taking a look at it, and I saw quite a lot of oil right around that area. So I'm thinking it's the head gasket. Yeah, these old mowers, man, it's just kind of a lot of work. Yeah, granted I did get it for free, but I've had way easier fixes in the past with these things. But hey, I can't sell it like this, so unless I did it as is, of course. But nope, I'm going to fix it, and I'm not too worried about it because I do have gasket maker, and I have a spare engine here, which is the exact duplicate of that one, and it has a bad head here. However, I just need the gasket for this one here. So if I'm not going to use this head, I can use the gasket, So I'm going to try to salvage this gasket. It's the same engine, same mower actually. And if I can't, I'll make a gasket. This might give me an opportunity to make what Donnie Boy 73 does. He uses cereal boxes and taps out a gasket from that cardboard. I might want to try that this time, but we'll see if that gasket's good. So I'm going to remove this entire top cowling here. It's not too tough. It's 1 bolt here and 3 bolts there, and recoil starter and all that stuff. But it's not too big of a deal. It's a few bolts in there, and head comes off, and we'll check out the situation. After removing the top cowling, it appears that the Earl is coming right there. Got wet oil right in that area here, right where this bolt is. So I'm thinking that the gasket's worn in that area right there. And it is in between this first fin and the second fin. That's why it's clean over here. It's clean over here because this fin is blocking any splashing to there. But you can see it's wet oil coming out of that top part of that bolt right there. So I'm going to take this head off right now, and so what we have. So after removing the head, gasket is worn, and if you'll look right here, see that was the screw or the bolt right there. You see that area there? That's not covered. Flip it over, you'll see it's exactly the area where oil was going upwards, right there in between the fin, first and second fin there, which is where all the wet oil is. And if you see right there, okay, I'll turn it over slowly. That's where it is. So I'm going to scrape off this old gasket, take the other one out of there. I'm thinking maybe I'm just going to make a gasket, because once you remove it, it kind of messes up the gasket because it's too old. So once you remove it, take the bolts off and take the head off, it pulls on it and rips it. So there's no way I'm going to be able to, I don't think I could, but I think it's better to just make a gasket. It's the, well, maybe I should try. Gotta clean the edges real well. after you remove the gasket. get all the grime off. Gotta have a nice clean seal. I was told that only gasket makers should be for low, not tremendous temperature, pressure applications. Well, this is a high temp gasket maker made for engines and stuff, so I'm thinking I'm gonna try this, you know. I've tried this with that John Deere, did a valve cover gasket, and works great, you know. Being that this is a 6 horsepower or something, that was a 15 horsepower. I think this should do the job because it's a much smaller engine, less than half the size, you know, of that tractor. I'm pretty sure that'll be good enough, you know. If not, it's a test, you know what I mean? So I'm going to take some carb cleaner, clean that area some more with a towel, just to get the get it super clean, you know. And then I'm going to put a 1/16 bead around here and put it back on, and hopefully that'll stop the oil leak. So generous portion, trying to mimic the same design as the gasket. Little portion over there is more than enough. They only tell you 1/16, but this is more than enough, not to mention the fact that you're going to be tightening it up to torque specs afterwards. It's going to just shoot out, you know. I'm a little concerned about the over stuff that's going to be in the way of the piston moving and stuff, but since the piston doesn't go any further than that, I think it might be alright. But if it burns away though, there's going to be some excess stuff there, so I'm going to wipe a little bit of it around, away. But I think that's why they want you to use a real gasket and not gasket maker, you know. But you know what? It's a test, man. If it works, great. If it doesn't work, get a gasket. So I got it on there. I hand tightened it, crisscross, you know. There, 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 there. And just hand tightened it. I'm supposed to let it cure for about an hour until I can tighten it to torque specifications. I think it'll work. It hasn't oozed out, you know, too much in one area than other areas. It seems to be somewhat evenly distributed in terms of oozing. If you have an even oozing, it means that every spot on that surface has been covered, which is what we need. As long as you didn't smear it when putting it on, it should be good. I'm no physicist or chemist, but should be okay. We'll find out after an hour or so, and I put all this crap back. So it's not leaking, but it's really noisy, really loud. There's a little bit of smoke coming out. I'm thinking it didn't work. It's making this clicking sound, so I can't figure out what that could be. But I don't think that gasket maker really works right. I mean, it doesn't leak though, you know, so there's no oil coming out from anywhere. It's clean. So not sure if that smoke is just coming from the residual oil that was around, but nevertheless, there's still that. It's very loud. I'm thinking another gasket blew or something like that, but you know, I don't see any evidence of any leakage, you know, so maybe I have to run a little longer, but that noise makes me feel weary about running it, you know. Oh boy. Well, and how not to use gasket maker for a head gasket. See you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers. So I just mowed my entire back lawn. Engine ran fine, it's just very noisy. And I don't think that the Permatex worked out. Obviously, a lot of oil has splashed upwards from the of the shroud because it's all dripping from the top there. It looks like the identical place where it busted. So, making a gasket for a head gasket, making a head gasket with Permatex doesn't work. Maybe for a valve cover, yes, but not for high pressure, high heat areas such as the head. So that didn't work, but I guess this video is going to be called Do Not Use Permatex Gasket Maker for a Head Gasket. See you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers.